Hi guys, in this presentation we shall learn more about I2C protocol. In the previous lecture I said that there are two lines, right? This is nothing but SDA line and this is SCL line, okay? Now see, the main idea of I2C is to using only two wires, that is SDA and SCL, we need to communicate more devices. Okay, more means it depends on the address, right? If it's a 7-bit address, we can communicate up to 128 devices, that too independently. Okay, now so how exactly it works? Okay, let's see. There are three devices. Okay, for every device there will be an address. Okay, for example, this device has an address of A0H. Okay, this device has an address of A1H. This device has an address of A2H, for example. Okay, for time being let us consider these as address of these devices or these slaves. Okay, now what will master do is, if master wants to communicate with the slave 2, then master sends the address of A1 on this line. Okay, then these two will be not responding, only this slave will be responding. Then communication between this slave and the master is established. After the communication, if master wants to communicate with slave 1, it will send the address of A0. So this is the basic idea. Now we'll go deep and see how exactly it works. Okay, and before going that, we'll see some basic concepts. Okay, an EEPROM is a device which is used to store the data in it. Okay, a device has an address, consider it address as A0H. Okay, now see, A0 is the address of this device, which means whenever we want this device to work, we have to first send this address. Okay, and internal there is a memory, right? If there is a memory, for each memory there will be an address. For consider there is an 8-bit of data can be stored in one memory, so for accessing the memory we need 8 bits. Consider the memory can be accessed using 8 bits. Okay, the memory can be accessed by 8 bits, and the data also can, the data which can be stored is 8 bits. Okay, so total here 8, here 8 and here 8, total 24 lines should be required. But from the previous lecture we already knew that these 8 bits can be sent bit by bit, so 8 lines can be reduced to one line. So here one line, here one line and here one line, so 3 lines are enough. But we have only one line here, so how can we send it? See, that's why the protocol name suggests that we have to follow some rule. Okay, first I'll send this address, after that I'll send the data, like that rules. Okay, if we somehow send first the address of this device and then after that address of the location, after that 8-bit data, so we are sending bit by bit only, and in that also it's form it seems like a frame. You can see like this, first we have to send the slave address and then we have to send the location address and after that we have to send the data. Okay, so see, first we are sending this, after this, after this. So if you send line by line, which means after this, after this, after this, after this, then we can send all this information through a single line. Okay, so this is the basic idea how we send the data. Okay, we'll go in deep, but for the time being now we'll see how exactly ones and zeros are placed on this SDA line. Okay, we'll see to make the line as logic 0. So what can I do? I can simply say, if I connect it here to logic 1, then these two are short circuited. If these two are short circuited, then the 0 will be applied here. Okay, so this is how we make the line 0. So what happens if I want to make the line 1? If I have to apply here 0, if I apply here 0, then this is in open circuit. If this is an open circuit, then I want to get here 1, but there is no plus VCC here, so that's why we need to add pull-up resistors. Okay, we need to add pull-up resistors. So by seeing, we can say that the ideal condition is always 1, because here always here will be 0, right? That if we don't turn on this here, it is always, if we don't turn on this, it is always in floating state. To avoid that floating state, we make here VCC, okay, to this pull up. If you have any doubt on pull up resistor or the switching of a transistor, then you can check out my videos, link in the I button. So we observe something here, that is when we apply 0 here VCC is acting on this and the bus is in one condition. If we apply 1 here, then this is here short circuited and here it will become 0. So this is how we change the bus conditions. What happens if we apply the logic 1 from the master 1 and logic 0 from the master 2 and see what happens? If I apply logic 1 from master 1, then I have to apply here 0. If I apply here 0, then it will be in one state. Here if I want to get 0, here I have to apply 1, then this is short circuited to ground. Now what is the condition? The condition is like, here it is in open circuit, right? Here it is in open state, open drain condition. So this pull up is, using this pull up, here the voltage is 1, here it is grounded, so the current will flow like this in this condition. Okay, current flows in this direction. So by seeing, you can say that the potential difference at this position with respect to ground is 0. Okay, by seeing this we can say that since whole current flow in this direction, if you put a voltmeter from here to ground, you will measure voltage 0. So we can simply say that whenever we apply 1 on a bus and 0 on a bus simultaneously, okay, then we can simply say that 0 will win the race, which means 0 is the dominant bit. So this is the reason why 0 is said to be dominant. Okay, 0 is the dominant bit. Okay, we seen why 0 is dominant. Okay, and ideal condition is of the buses are 1, because if we don't leave the switching MOSFETs or transistors, anything, okay, whatever the circuit is inside there, if we left like that, then the ideal condition will be 1, because it is an open drain condition. Then pull up will pull the line up to 1. So we can access the slave, okay, by its addresses. So there are so many slaves. Okay, in order to access each and every slave, there is a specified address is there. If we access that address, we can access the slave. Okay, and remember one thing. Okay, here there are, if we do normally, we have to use 24 lines. Okay, by using serial communication, we transfer 24 bits line by line. Okay, line by line, that too first we have to send the address of the slave and then address of the location and then the data. We are reducing the 24 lines to one line. Okay, so this is most compact way to do the communication. Okay.